This collective effort is a statewide model. It's not purely about LSU. It's really more about all of us building an enterprise that allows us as a collective, higher education, public-private partnerships to protect the people of the state of Louisiana.
Higher ed is benefiting from it, the state is benefiting from it, and we are unique in our collaboration in our approach. Not only am I studying in the classroom and understanding the technology, but I am doing it hands-on, embedded with a company. And that is the competitive advantage that we want for our students, we want for our state, and that we're excited to celebrate today.
I'm really excited about this. Cyber attacks are a constant threat. So we have to have our smartest, our best, our brightest equipped with all of the knowledge and skills necessary to counter them.